Hey, what's up YouTubers, and welcome back to my organized mess of Texas Chainsaw Massacre items that are in my collection. I'm going to go through and show you guys everything that I have in my TCM collection. This may be the last video for this collection. When I do get things added to it, I will show those in update videos. But I probably won't ever do another overview, so this will be the last one. So I have VHS, I have Laserdiscs, I have DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K, I have magazines, I have a screenplay, I have comic books, I have box sets, I have figures, and we're going to go through all of that. So get yourself relaxed, get comfortable, get a beverage, get a snack, kick your feet up, and this will probably be a pretty long video. I'll try not to make it be too long, but all the stuff here I'm gonna go over. So let's check it out. Let's see what I got in my collection. Okay, so to start off, I guess we'll go through the VHS. My intentions were to only show items from the original 1974, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I did include some items from the sequels and prequels, so I guess we'll go through all of that in this video. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have seen a lot of this stuff in my collection, but I wanted to get it all in one video. The first item here is a VHS tape from Video Treasures, and it has a really cool cover that was the original cover from the first VHS that came out, which you will see here in a minute. But this one came out in 1988, this VHS tape. I would like to upgrade that at some point. This one has a little bit of wear. I do kind of like that kind of the patina or the wear from the years, but I would like to get a better copy. These VHS tapes have gone sky high over the last couple months, especially. Some of these tapes that were going for like $6, $8, $10, you know, about a year ago or 6 months ago, now they're 13, 15, 20 bucks, and they're only going up. And this is kind of the lower tier of VHS, and these are still going for like 15, 20, 25 bucks. Some of the ones that are more sought after, some of the ones that are a little more scarce. This one, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this is a little more scarce, but it's still kind of a common cover. I like that cover, by the way. I think that's great. And this one has gone way up in price too. Let me see if I can find the year that this one was released. It doesn't say on the back, but I believe this one was released right around the same time as the first one I just showed, or maybe this was even a little bit earlier than this one. But the third one here that I'm going to show you, this is kind of the big boy in my collection. This is the one that was put out by Media. This thing is in really good condition, and it's not uncommon for this particular VHS tape to go for $100 or more, especially in this condition. You can get these are very expensive, even in poor quality, poor condition. So this is probably one of the holy grails in my TCM collection. This is a really nice piece right here. So I'll kind of show those side by side. So this is the first one that came out. I think it was 1986 this one came out. Does it say on the back? I believe it was 86, and then this was shortly after, and then this one, again, this one came out in 88. So these are probably 86, 87, 88, something like that. So I'm going to pause it here, and then I'm going to show you a couple of the sequels I have on VHS. So the first one here is another Media release in conjunction with Canon Films, and this was the original pressing of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. There was also a re-release of the Video Treasures of that one. I don't have it at the moment. This one is getting more and more expensive too, and it's harder to find this one in good condition. And a lot of the times you're going to find rips or stains or pieces of the slip box missing, or you're going to see stickers that were on there from like a VHS rental store. But I'm really glad to have this one. This one's not in tip-top pristine condition, but it's pretty good. It's I would give that like a solid, for condition, like a 7 out of 10 for the condition it's in. And then I have a sealed, brand new sealed copy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 Leatherface. This one was never opened, still in the original shrink wrap, and it's in really, really good condition. I got that one, I think I paid about 30 bucks for that. I can see this one going for over 100 in a year or so, because people are starting to look for sealed VHS, which is kind of hard to find. And then here's a sealed copy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the remake from the early 2000s. Was it 03? Something like that. This is the one with Jessica Biel, and I thought this was a really good movie. It wasn't an exact remake. It was kind of a reimagining, if you will. But and then I have another one of these. This was the one I had earlier. This one was a sealed copy, so I grabbed it. I got this one pretty cheap still. But this one was a former rental. It's in really good shape. You can see at the bottom, it was a former Hollywood video rental, and the store put it in a, they sealed it. So it was used, but it looks like it's new, but it's in perfect condition. But this was the one I had before I found this one sealed. So I think I actually paid more for this one. I probably paid like about 10 bucks for this one, I think, and I paid 8 for this one. So I thought that was a great deal. So that was the VHS pile. Let's check out the Laserdiscs. Okay, so moving into the Laserdisc section, I have 2 Laserdiscs. The first one is from Elite Entertainment. This was a really nice edition. It's the letterboxed collector's edition, and it does come in a gatefold, and I'll show you that. I've never owned a Laserdisc player, but I would like to pick one up at some point. But these are more or less just collector's pieces, but this is a beautiful gatefold here, and you can see, I'll try to pan back so you can kind of get that whole effect there. You got Leatherface in the upper left, you got the Saw's family. Well, that doesn't come in until part 3, I think, but you got the Saw there, and at some point I would like to get a replica of the original Saw. And you see Tobe Hooper and that scene in the beginning where the corpse is just kind of melting in the hot Texas sun, kind of perched on that tombstone. There's Hooper again with Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface. I think that's Kim Henkel right there, co-creator of the beautiful cult classic that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. And there you get the family portrait. I always like that scene right there. I think that's really good. You got Grandma and Grandpa, and you got Drayton, and you got the hitchhiker, and you got Leatherface. And come to find out later, the hitchhiker's name was Nubbins, I believe. So yeah, this is a really nice, clean copy. It looks really good. I got a steal deal on this too a couple of years ago. I told this story before. I'll tell it really quick. It's a glossy cover, and you can see at the bottom that when the light reflects along that edge, it almost looks like it's missing some of the print, or like there's tears or shelf wear. When in reality, it's beautiful. It's really crisp, clean. And when the seller on eBay, I believe it was at the time, a couple of years, like 5 years ago now, maybe more than that, he took a picture, must have been with his cell phone with a flash, And there was, you can kind of see how there's a little bit of white on there from the reflection, but there was really big white marks from the flash, and it looked like the outer box was in bad condition. So before I bid, I asked him a question about, I said, is that a flash or is that damage? And he said, no, it's perfect. So I put a bid on it. It wasn't a buy it now, it was an auction. So I put a bid and nobody else bid, and I ended up winning it. I think I got it for like 20 bucks or something like that at the time, which to me was a steal. And these things are going up and up and up in price right now. So, all right, I'm gonna pause it here. We'll get into the next one. I'm gonna put the plastic protector back over this. So this is the second Laserdisc that was put out, and this is a restored version, uncut, unedited. This was put out by a company called MPI, which I believe Pioneer bought them out, and Pioneer had the rights to this film for a long time. Now Dark Sky Films has the rights to TCM in the US. And you can see the old MPI logo, which was then purchased by Pioneer. And I'm not even sure what's up with Pioneer these days. I don't know if they're out of business or what. But this is just a regular cardboard sleeve. There's no gatefold, and then the Laserdisc is just kind of slid in, almost just like a vinyl record would be. I'm not going to pull that out, but I just wanted to show these two together, and we're going to move on now to the DVD section. Oh, actually, before we get into the DVDs, I want to show the vinyl. I have a couple here. This one is called The Shocking Truth, and this was the original soundtrack by Mark Fox. This was the soundtrack from the documentary that was made some years back. And when this particular edition came out, it was a very low quantity run, and it sold out pretty quick. And sometimes these were going for like 200 bucks just for this vinyl. I think I ended up picking it up at like around 80 bucks, which is pretty ridiculous. I really wanted to have it. And it's a cool record. You can see there the tracks. But it's since been, this came out I think about 5 years ago. Let's see, 2018. So yeah, 5 years ago. They have recently, very recently, re-released this with a bonus track. So this is the same exact soundtrack, only this one has one extra bonus track on it now. So I think this will probably go down in price. So if you're a completist or a collector and you just want to have this, kind of keep an eye out for that. You could probably get it a lot cheaper than it had been going before this one came out. This one's recut, remastered. It's still called The Shocking Truth, still, you know, Mark Fox. But it says it has Mark Fox's horrifying expanded score available for the first time on vinyl. And this cover art was done by Ghoulish Gary Pullen. This one's still sealed. I'm not even going to open this one up. This was very cheap. I actually got this on Amazon. I think it was about 25 bucks. So if you guys are into this kind of stuff and you want to pick this up for your collection, I'd go check it out now before it's sold out. And there's the Pullen 306A. That was the model of the chainsaw that Leatherface used in part 1. And looking back and rewatching the movies, and I watch them over and over. They never get old to me, but that chainsaw in the first one is pretty ridiculous. It's pretty tiny compared to some of the sequels where the chainsaw was like, I don't know, a mile long, it seemed. But it was effective. I mean, it was still a great movie. So here's from Waxwork Records. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. I think this one may be sold out. I got this one several years ago. Let's see if it has a year. 2021, so it's only been a couple years. There you can see Stretch, great character in the movie. And this is a 2-record set. I'll pull this one out because this one does have a gatefold. Let's take a look at that. I keep all my vinyl in these Mylar sleeves, and I use the thick I use the thicker Mylar because they're not as crinkly. You know, these are really nice, and they just kind of give it a nice protection over the cover there. But this artwork is excellent. This is a great movie. It's a dark comedy. I'm sure most of you have seen this by now. If you haven't, definitely do go check it out. And there you can see the opening scene where Leatherface is dancing around with Nubbins, the hitchhiker, and he's annihilating those two kind of cocky, jerk-ass punk kids that were in that little sports car. They were kind of harassing Stretch on the telephone, kind of pranking her, and they wouldn't hang up, and they met a very grisly demise, and it was a great scene. So that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from Waxwork Records. Let me double check that. Yeah, that is Waxwork. I just showed you the little sticker. So I'm going to pause it now, put this back in its plastic, and we'll keep moving on. Now we'll get into the DVDs. Okay, so moving right along here, I do have little cheat notes on some of these because I can't remember everything all the time, especially as I'm getting older now. This first one is a Mexico edition of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I'm not going to say Texas Chainsaw Massacre for every movie I pull out, because you guys know by now that this is this whole video is about that, but I'm just going to show you the different covers that I've acquired over the years. And I try to pick up new editions when I can, and then sometimes I go in phases where I scour the internet for like a month looking for stuff, and then sometimes I'll go like a year without even looking for anything. So whenever there's the opportunity, I'll grab it. This one is from China, I think. I don't know. I believe that is Chinese. This one's still sealed. There's no reason for me to open it. Now here is a French cover. From Studio Canal. They give you some bonus features. It looks like this one's in French and English. Next one here is a pretty cool edition. This one's from Taiwan. This one has a slipcover. This was a 40th anniversary edition. I think that looks great. Still sealed. And I got a couple here from the UK. I think I have two of the same. These are doubles. And this one was, I think this one's still sealed, or do I just have it in a baggie? And then this one was already opened. This one doesn't even have a disc in it. I don't remember how I got that one. This one does have a disc in it. But I will keep it just as a little shelf piece. If anybody needs it down the road, I can always gift it to them, or if they're looking to start their own collection and they want to get different covers, I can gift that to them or trade it. Here's a Digipack from Great Britain, and now these are bad. I don't like the packaging on these because you see how they don't really fare well in the with age. I think they get pretty bad, actually. I was never a fan of Digipacks. And this one comes with a book. Pretty nice size book. I'm not going to go through all the books, but I'll go through this one. This is actually a really nice edition. I just wish it wasn't in a digipack style packaging, because they're not made to last. So let me put that in there if I can get it with one hand. I'm getting better at doing stuff with one hand, making these videos here. So here's another stack of DVDs. Just kind of pull from a pile here. This is a German DVD. And you can hear all the dogs in the backyard barking. Those are not my dogs. This is an Italian digipack, and again, these are not the best quality because they get scrunched and they get bent and they get squashed and they get squished. And I mean, this is a beautiful release. It's just too bad that they have it in this kind of packaging. It's a 2-disc set. Comes with another booklet here. Really kind of a glossy, high quality. It's in Italian, but the photos are really nice. The pages are really thick and glossy. And I mean, the film presents really well. It's just a shame that they have it in this packaging, but I had to get it. So let me see if I can get this back. I'll put this back in off camera. So this is from Australia, from a company called Umbrella. This is a Ultimate 2-disc collector edition, restored and remastered. I'm trying to see what year this one came out, but I don't see a year. But it's a really nice edition. It's kind of comes in a thicker case. It has a little bit of heft to it. It's a heavy set there. I like that. Here's another Australian DVD. This was from a company called Blue Dolphin. Widescreen presentation of the film. So you get the disc, you get another booklet. This is a kind of a smaller booklet. Here you can see Grandpa. And we have a couple of Spanish editions here, back to back. So this one is the 40th anniversary edition. And this one's also Spanish. Pretty cool cover. I like it. It's different because you get a lot of these similar covers like that where he's got the chainsaw hoisted above his head. There's a lot of those, so when you get something a little bit different, it kind of pops out at you. I like that, even though there he is right there again. But it's such a classic, iconic photo. You would almost have to have that on your cover. But I like a little bit of originality, and when some of these covers are different, I appreciate that. So now this next little stack here, these are all US titles on DVD, and this was a DVD 2-disc set from Dark Sky Films. And I think Dark Sky did a great job with the print on this movie. It's great. Even the DVD edition was beautiful, and then when they put it on Blu-ray, it upgraded, and now it's on 4K. It's amazing. Now, with that said, though, I'm not sure you really need a movie like this scrubbed up to the point where it's 4K, because I think some of the appeal to the movies like this that are older are when they're kind of grainy or darkish, or it kind of gives the movie a little flavor to it. That atmosphere becomes a character in the movies when it's dark and it's grainy. This one is also from Dark Sky. It's a little bit rare to get the slipcover for this one, so I was glad to get this. It's not expensive, but it's rare to find the slipcover. You can get this for under 10 bucks. If you can find it with the slipcover, I recommend to grab it. So that's also Dark Sky, because they own the rights to it, and if I was Dark Sky, I would release this movie 100 different times too, because there's a lot of collectors for this cult classic, and I'm just one of many. This one's from Pioneer, and this was the special edition. This was one of the original posters for the theatrical release back in 1974. You got the disc, and you got it's a little leaflet, and on the back of it has the chapter stops. Those are always pretty collectible too. If you can find these complete, it's better to have them that way. This was a pretty gimmicky, kind of a cool edition. This was also put up by Pioneer. It's made to look like a pound of ground hamburger meat, fresh after 30 years. So this was kind of their 30-year anniversary, which we're almost at 50 now. In 2 years it'll be 50, or 1 year actually. Next year it'll be 50. The movie came out in 74, so in 2024 it'll be 50 years old already. So this comes in kind of a jewel case. So instead of having your regular black plastic DVD case, you get it's like a supersized CD case almost, if you can kind of picture that. So this is sealed, and I'm not going to open it, but the top cover is like a thin clear plastic, and it opens up, and then on the back you have kind of a black, a little bit thicker black plastic where the disc kind of sits in there on the spindle. It's pretty cool. And then here was the original DVD that Pioneer released. So this was kind of like their plain Jane bare bones edition, and this was kind of their deluxe. These are the same movie, just a little bit better packaging on that one. So there you see. And again, this was the first time I was watching it on DVD. I had watched it on VHS many times. This was my first exposure to it on DVD, and I thought it was great. It really looked amazing. Pioneer did a really good job. So I'm going to pause it here. Those were the DVDs. We're going to get into... we'll get into something next. I'm not sure what. We'll figure it out. I guess we can get into some of the sequels on DVD, and then we'll jump into the Blu-rays. We're making pretty good time here. So this was the, I guess, remake or reimagining, if you will. This was the Michael Bay. Very good movie. I really enjoyed it. Jessica Biel looked absolutely amazing in here. Arlie Ermey as the sheriff was really good. Eric Balfour was Jessica Biel's boyfriend in here. I have his mask. I'll show the masks towards the end of the video. But I really enjoyed this one. There's Eric right there, and that was Jessica Biel's boyfriend in the movie. Sure, most of you guys by now have seen this movie, but if you haven't, do check it out. It's really good. It comes with a little metal plate inside there too. I never really knew what to do with that or why they included it like that. They should have just made the whole package into a steelbook or a metal pack, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, so this was kind of a prequel to the remake. This was also a good movie. This one came with a slipcover. Here's that 2003 again. This is just a different edition of the same exact movie. These are very inexpensive these days. You can probably find these for a couple bucks, $5. Here was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. They were calling this the gruesome edition. And this one had new commentary by Tobe Hooper. Also came with a slipcover. Very good movie. I enjoy it quite a bit. And then here's Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. This has the R-rated and unrated versions, and it's a flipper disc, so each side has one side has R-rated, the other side has unrated. This was a good movie too. If you watch the unrated version of it, you do get quite a bit more gore, especially near the beginning when they're driving past that like a death pit where they have, it was kind of like a swampy area. They were dredging it out and finding all these bodies, and there was a lot of extra gore scenes in the unrated edition. Here's a really cool edition, and I hope this comes on Blu-ray at some point, or somebody puts it like a nice little set out for this. This is a documentary called A Family Portrait Revisited. I think you may even be able to watch this here on YouTube for free, unless they took that down. It was on there for a while. But if you're a fan of this movie, or even if you're really not a fan of the movie, if you just like horror movies or the genre, definitely do check this out. It's very interesting, some of the things that they went through during the filming of this movie. For example, Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen only had one suit for the shoot, and I think they filmed in a couple months, so he had to wear the same suit over and over for a couple months in the hot Texas sun. And he was kind of a bigger guy, and you get a little sweaty down in Texas, and you can imagine the smell, and they talk about that. And there's a scene near the end of the movie when they're having the dinner just before Sally jumps out the window to escape. They were talking about people were so hot, lightheaded, dizzy from the heat and the smells, that people were, they had to stop production for a couple minutes here and there so people can go vomit, because they were just not feeling very well in the heat and all the smells and stuff. And it's pretty interesting to hear some of that stuff. And then the last one I have here is, this one has grown on me over the years. It's still a very bad movie. It's one of the worst in this franchise, but I think it's fun. I have a little more fun now with it than I used to. But there's two different covers here. You have the what is this one? This was put out by Sony Pictures, and this was the lipstick chainsaw, whatever you want to call it. This one was put out by Lionsgate. So just two different covers of the same movie, that's all. There was a VHS of this movie. Excuse me, hold on. Had to clear my throat there a minute. There was a VHS. It was a promo-only copy. There's only a few of them that I know of that exist. And I've been looking for that on VHS. It has this cover here for the VHS. And then it has like in bold, I think it was bold white letters, promo only or something like that. It's kind of a sought-after copy for collectors, and it's going for, pretty good money, 40, 50, 60 bucks. If I can find a good copy of that, I will snag that up at some point. And then for a couple of the Blu-rays for the sequels, these are pretty bad movies. And this one was the Texas Chainsaw, it's called. This is the one where they tried to make Leatherface hip, where he's doing fist bumps with people, and it just, to me, it didn't work. And I thought this was a case of the cover art was better than the movie, because you got that 3D lenticular plate there on the cover. And I'll probably never watch this movie again. And I shouldn't say that. I probably will watch it again, but I won't enjoy it. And then this was Leatherface, and this was really bad. Yeah, they tried to well, I'm not going to get into it. Yeah, it's just not a very good movie. I'm not going to get into the whys here on this video. I'm just going to show you guys what I have. So I'm going to pause it here, and we're going to get into the Blu-rays of the '74 movie. Yeah, I almost forgot. I have a couple more of the sequel movies, and I just remembered that I had these. This is the Scream Factory Collector's Edition of the Next Generation, with the slipcover. Let me see what the reverse looks like. Yeah, and there's that reverse image that was on that promo VHS. I have part 2 from Scream Factory with the slipcover. And I have part 2 from Arrow Video, which is a beautiful release. I just wish it wasn't in this digipack style packaging. And I think if they could do it over, this was one of their earlier releases. This was limited to 10,000, I believe. Since then, Arrow has been releasing really good box sets with like sturdy outer shells. And if they can do this over, I think they would probably give this a thicker outer shell. But I just wanted to add these to this video. Alright, so let's get into the Blu-rays now. And this edition here has spun quite a bit in my Blu-ray player. I think this is a great edition of this movie. This was the 40th anniversary edition box set from Dark Sky. And it has the little slip box where you can make it look like Leatherface slammed that door after he brains Kirk. Or you can have him opening the door and looming there menacingly with his big mallet, his big metal hammer, whatever you want to call that thing. And I mean, this thing really looks good. This is a great edition, actually. This is a 4-disc set. I really love this edition. And Dark Sky did a great job with this particular print and everything. It looks really good. So we'll put it back that way. I like to feature Leatherface on the front. This was a pretty new release. This came out about a month or 2 ago or so, somewhere in there. I think it came out in February or March. I don't remember. This is the 4K release from Dark Sky. Comes with a slipcover. That slipcover is amazing. Check that out. You can see Sally Hardisty's iris, I guess, pupil. And you can see the reflection of Leatherface chasing her as her eyes are just opened in pure shock and terror as he's chasing her down the driveway of the farmhouse. What a great movie. And then you get a 2-disc set here. You get the feature film on disc 1. You get the bonus materials on disc 2, which is also on Blu-ray. So you have the 4K movie and the Blu-ray bonus features. Really, really nice edition. And then we have the Ultimate Edition. This was also put out by Dark Sky. And this was a couple years ago, a few years ago. Actually 2008, this was released on Blu-ray. See, I lose track of time so fast. The older I get, the faster time goes, man. Wow. Let me see if I can put this slipcover back on without damaging it. I'm just being cocky now, doing all this with one hand, but I got used to it over the years. And here's the 40th anniversary 4K restoration. This one came out in 2014, also from Dark Sky. So all of these releases here are from Dark Sky. Like I said earlier, they do own the rights to the movie. And if I was Dark Sky, I would put this out 1,000,000 different times too, just for the collectors. I really love all these different covers. I love the movie. So we'll put those off to the side and we'll keep going through the Blu-ray section. Now these are German Blu-rays. I don't think these are all Blu-rays though. This is Michael Bay's reimagining of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is, what is this? Let me see. The Germans have beautiful quality too, they really do, but I have a feeling that they used a lot of Dark Sky stuff, so I don't think they have their own print or their own transfer. I think they used Dark Sky's transfer in this movie. I may pop this one in again and check it out. Not this particular one, but just the movie. I watched it about a month ago, but I want to check it out again. That scene where Leatherface is wearing Kemper's face, unbelievable. That was a great scene. And check this one out. This is also German, and you get this. Hold on, let me see. You get a lenticular cover, and you're supposed to be able to see Leatherface swiping that chainsaw. It looks way better in person, but I'm kind of getting it there for you guys without that glare. but that is a beautiful edition. This is one of my favorite editions here. Really, really good. I don't know if this was Turbine. It is Turbine, but they borrowed the print from MPI, which was Pioneer. After they purchased, they bought out MPI. But yeah, Turbine released this one in 2012 for that DVD. And here's another Turbine, I believe. This was a Blu-ray. This was just the plain Jane Blu-ray of this movie. You're going to see later I have different steelbooks and Mediabooks, but this was kind of just the plain Jane Blu-ray release. And it's not all that plain Jane, actually, because it does have some pretty good bonus features and stuff on here. It just doesn't have the bells and whistles of the steelbooks and Mediabooks, but it's a great release. And we got another little pile over here, and then we have some box sets we'll go through. This was the Spanish Blu-ray. This is the 40th anniversary. It's made to feel kind of like the Leatherface. Hold on a second. I think the mailman is here. I'll be right back. All right, so the UPS guy was just here, but we'll continue on. This was a Spanish release, and like I was saying, it's made to feel like it's kind of a dead skin mask. It has there's some embossing on there. Some of these letters are raised, the stitches. It's a really nice edition. And you can see you get all the typical photos that you see over and over, but I enjoy getting all these different editions from around the world and the multiple editions from my country. So that's from Spain. The next one's also from Spain. Another kind of a different cover. Really nice. This one, let's see, was put out by a company called Vertice Cine. I'm not sure if that's, I don't know if I butchered that or not, but we have one here from Denmark. Really nice, original, restored, remastered. Atlantic Films .se is a company that released this. I also really love the bonus features when they show the filming locations. I think those are great. Here's another one from Australia. This is the Blu-ray from Umbrella. Earlier I showed you the DVD from Umbrella. This is the Blu-ray upgrade to that. Umbrella seems like they're a pretty solid company. I don't know too much about them. I do know that they do have some pretty good releases. I got to check them out a little bit. I don't have too much in my collection from them. This one's from the UK. This is the Seriously Ultimate Edition. This one's put up by Second Sight. And yes, I do know that they have a 4K box set coming out, and yes, I did pre-order it a couple of months ago. I believe they're starting to ship them out already. Now, Second Sight is a UK company, so the people in the UK are going to get their releases before we do here in the US, but I pre-ordered mine from Diabolic DVD, and I'm patient. I'm in no hurry to get it, but you can believe I will show that on my video, on my channel in a video when I get it. Here's another Blu-ray release from Second Sight. And let me see what the difference between the two of these. I think this one here on the right was released quite a bit earlier than this one. So this was released in 2009. This one was released in 2014. So I love that cover there. I think that image is amazing. You get that hot sun kind of setting in the background. You can see the farmhouse in the back, and Leatherface is just looming and being Leatherface. Really nice editions from the UK. Love those. I'm going to pause it here. We're going to kind of go through this miscellaneous stuff. It's not really miscellaneous. This is the expensive stuff in my collection here. So let's get into that next. Okay, so moving along here, I have this is a mock VHS. It's made to look like it's a VHS tape, but in fact it is a Blu-ray collector's edition. It was limited to 2,000 pieces, and they're calling it the VHS Retro Design. And it's made to look like it's got wear and tear, like it's kind of messed up, like VHS tapes do over the years. But actually, this is brand new, sealed, and there's nothing wrong with this. It is Region B, and this is just a collector's piece, so it will stay sealed. But I wanted to grab this for the movie Texas Chainsaw Part 2. And it has that Breakfast Club mock poster, which I think looks great. Put that off to the side. I do have some hard boxes from Germany. The first one is from XT Video. And a hard box is basically, it's made to look like a retro VHS style. And I'll open up a couple of these, or one of them anyway, in this pile. But this one's in a bag. I'm going to keep it sealed. This one's very rare, and it's hard to find, and it's pretty pricey. This is a DVD edition of it, but it comes in a Blu-ray sized hard box. There's 2 discs in here, and it has a texture on there where it's meant to feel like it's a dead skin mask, and that's what they call this, the dead skin mask hard box. That's what collectors call it. This one came out in 2005 from XT Video. This one is a 2-disc DVD. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, this is a Blu-ray. It's a 2-disc Blu-ray hard box. I'll open this one up. These are ultra limited, so this is limited to 131. I have number 60. It's put up by Turbine. You'll see a lot more of Turbine coming up here in a few minutes. But you open it up, and it's just a collectible, kind of a clamshell box. It's has the Blu-rays on the. Actually, it's a Blu-ray and a DVD, so you get 2 discs inside there. Really nice edition. Very rare, hard to find those. I grab those when I can. They're pretty expensive. Here's another one from XT Video. This is a 2-disc limited edition. This one's still sealed. This one was limited to 666. I got number 153. This one came out in 2005 by XT Video. I'll just show you the size comparison between the first one and the last 2 are the same size. So this is a smaller box there, and here's the last one, and this is the family photo cover. 2-disc edition. This is, let's see, Turbine, limited to 131. I got number 41. So again, very, very limited. Very hard to find these. Very expensive. I have a Digibook, which I'm not going to flip through this because I have it in plastic. But this is the Blu-ray Digibook with Sally Hardisty's eye in horror. Leatherface in tow with that chainsaw. These were limited to 5,000. I got 1,551. So you get a, is this a Blu-ray? It's a 2 Blu-ray set. Blu-ray disc 1 is the film, and Blu-ray disc 2 is the bonus materials. So that's a beautiful set there. Really love that. Turbine. Here is the new Steelbook 4K that was put up by Dark Sky in the US here about a month or so ago. I just recently gave one of these away, and I posted the winner video, so if you guys haven't watched that, go check that out. And stay tuned. At the very end of this video, I'm going to share with you guys a way you can win another edition. So here is the Turbine Steelbook. This is the 4K. It's a 3-disc Steelbook. And this was limited, I don't know what they were limited to, but I got number 1663. I'm going to put this off to the side for a minute because I'm going to show you a couple things here in a few minutes. Yeah, I'll hold that off to the side for a second. Here's a Steelbook from Second Sight. This was the 40th anniversary restoration edition. It's a 2-disc Blu-ray set. Second Sight really does great work. I'm looking forward to that box set. It should be coming at some point here in the next week or so. That's another steelbook. Here's a Turbine steel collection. I think this is a metal pack. Yeah, that is. I'll show you here in a second. But you get 2 discs, and there you get that dead armadillo there in the front. Disc 1 is a Blu-ray. Disc 2 is a Blu-ray. So most of you know, I'm sure, the difference between a metal pack and a steelbook. So this is a metal pack. When you can see the hinges there and there, when you see the hinges, it's a metal pack. When it has a seamless spine like this, that's called a steelbook. Now you know. Knowledge is power. This is a steelbook, an FYE exclusive, 40th anniversary edition. This was a Best Buy exclusive steelbook. And this was the Dark Sky DVD steelbook, which I thought this was great too. I thought this was really cool. 2-disc Ultimate Edition. It has that odd DVD size though, so as you can see here from just a little size comparison, you know, it's definitely DVD sized as opposed to the other ones that are Blu-ray sized. So it's a little bit of a you know, when you put it on the shelf, it's kind of an eyesore, but it works. It's cool. So before I get into the Mediabooks, I'm going to get into some more steelbooks. These were from Turbine. These had 4 different covers, which I'm going to show you. I did show these in a previous video. But all of these steelbooks in these slipcovers were this steelbook. So all of these have the 3-disc, including the 4K disc in it. This is the steelbook that's housed inside all of these different slip boxes. So I think these were all limited to 550 for the steelbooks. This was cover A, and I call this one the Italian painted cover because that's where they got the art from on that one. And I just put a little note on there to remind myself that that is cover A. These are beautiful editions. These are sold out, and they're only going to go up in price. So if you're interested in these now, I would definitely grab them while you can before they're way out of control for price. Here's cover B. That happens to be my favorite cover. And again, these were all limited to 550. Here's the original VHS cover that we saw for the Media VHS. This is cover C. This is also a beautiful cover. And you're going to have a chance to win this cover on the Mediabook if you stick around till the end. And then here's cover D. There was 4 of them. That's the Armadillo cover. There, cover D. They were all limited to 550. I'll leave myself little notes just so I can give you guys accurate information. I'm going to pause it here, put some stuff away, and then we're going to get into the Mediabooks, and I'm going to tell you how you can win one. All right, so let's keep this train rolling here. So these are the Mediabooks that were also put out by Turbine. They were the same 4 covers, but they were different quantities. So for the first one, which was cover A, that's the Italian painted cover. That was limited to 333 pieces, so that's quite rare. And these things are beautiful. They're heavy and they're very high quality, and I really love these. So this is cover B. Again, this was my favorite. This one was limited to 500. This is cover C, which was the original VHS cover for the US release by Media. That was limited to 500. And the 4th one, cover D, which I call the Armadillo cover, was limited to 333. Now, if you want a chance to win this particular cover right here, here it is. I have 2 of them. I showed this in a video before. This is brand new. It's open because I showed it on camera, and I'll show it again. But the discs have never been removed, and they've never been watched. So it's a brand new, crispy, clean Mediabook. So in order to enter to win this, you have to leave a comment in this video, and you have to list the order of your favorite Texas Chainsaw movie to the worst. If you leave a comment with that, you have to put it in order of, you know, your favorite, your 1 through, what is it, what are they up to now, 7? I can't remember. You're entered for 1 entry. If you make a video response to this and tag me in it and let me know that you made a video, you'll get 3 entries. If you want to talk more, I know some of you guys like to talk and make videos, and that's great. I love to watch videos. Tag me, let me know that you made a video, and then if you want to talk about your favorite to your least favorite, I'll definitely watch every second of the video. And if you do that, you will be entered for 3 entries to win this Mediabook. And I'm going to give it 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today. And then I'll do that same little spinning wheel thing where I just put your guys' names in and it'll pick the winner. It's easier that way for me. So yeah, if you want to just leave 1 comment or leave a comment for your list, you have to list them from your favorite to your least favorite. You will be entered for 1 entry. And if you make a video response, you'll have 3 entries. And this is a beautiful release of the movie. It's already sold out. It's very, very limited. It's only 500 of these were made. So you will get a nice, crispy, fresh, minty, beautiful shelf piece, collector's edition for your Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. So that is a good way to win this book. So I'm looking forward to any entries. So like I said, if you comment down below your list, that's 1 entry. Make a video, that's 3 entries. Okay. I'm going to pause it here and we're going to keep moving on. Okay, I just want to mention one thing really quick before I move on, that it's very important that you follow exactly the rules that I laid out for this entry, for this contest here. Okay, I just want to say one more thing really quick before we move on, that it's very important that you follow the rules for this contest in order to be entered, because I did allow a YouTuber to enter the Steelbook contest and she did not follow the rules at all, but I still added her name. But this is a higher price collectible. So you have to follow the rules exactly how I laid them out, otherwise you will not be entered. So please comment with your list, your favorite to your least favorite, or make a video doing the same thing. So okay, with that said, let's keep moving on. Okay, so I have a couple of miscellaneous items here. I don't even remember where somebody gifted me this stuff here. This one is a limited edition pin, and I'm not really a pin collector, but I think this is pretty awesome, so I will definitely keep this in my collection. I don't remember who gifted this to me, and I apologize. It says limited to 9,995 worldwide, and there's the leather face. And they also gifted me a coin, a limited edition coin with Leatherface's image on the coin. This one was also limited to 9,995. They're individually numbered. I don't know what number I got because I never opened it. But I think those are pretty cool. And then somebody, I think Darren Crowder may have sent me this little deck of playing cards. Again, I don't remember, but I do like these a lot, and I'm just going to kind of show you a couple of the images on here. So you got the, let's see, You got the car wash guy. You got Sally. We'll just go through a couple of these. There's Pam and Leatherface. You guys know the characters. There's Kirk. There's Drayton. There's Nubbins, the hitchhiker, and Kirk again, just before he gets brained. Pam. These are really cool. There's the Leatherface. They call it the Pretty Woman mask because it has lipstick and makeup on there. There's Franklin, the invalid brother of Sally, played by Paul Partain. He had a great role in that movie. He's now gone. A lot of these guys are gone now. Toby Hooper's gone. Gunnar Hansen's gone. Marilyn Burns is gone. Paul Partain, who played Franklin, is gone. I think Kirk and Pam are still with us. Drayton Sawyer is gone. Kim Henkel, who was the co-creator of... There's Jerry. I'm not sure if Jerry's still with us or not. What was Jerry's line when Pam was telling Jerry that Saturn is in retrograde, and Jerry said something to Kirk about, "Can you believe what your old lady's hawking me?" I never really understood what that meant, but I think that's kind of like, that's probably 70s hippie talk. Do you hear what your old lady's hawking me? I never really knew what that meant, but because hawking in my time, when people say, you know, she was hawking you, that means she was really checking you out. Hey man, that girl was hawking you, means she was really looking at you, man. She was really checking you out. She likes you, or something like that. But the way he described it, can you believe what your old lady's hawking me? I never really knew what that meant. If you guys know, please leave a comment down below. But there's the hitchhiker again. That was a great scene. That sets the tone for crazy. And that there sets the tone for the beginning of the movie, when you see the corpse just melting in the Texas heat, and you hear that in the background, that reporter talking about all the devastation in the world, all these different horrible news blurbs in the background, and people were jumping to their death from high-rise buildings after a soccer game or something. You can hear, if you listen in the background, it's just nothing but terrible things happening. Here's Grandpa. He only wakes up to suck blood off fingers, apparently. So I'm going to pause it, put this away, and we'll keep moving. All right, so moving along, I have the Wizard Video Games Atari game, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this it's pretty rare. And there's the cartridge. The game itself is not great by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually a pretty bad game. It's pretty terrible, actually, but it's pretty cool to have this as a collectible, and it's a little pricey now. So just wanted to add that into the video here. I do have a bobblehead. I'm not really a bobblehead guy. I only have a handful of these. I don't really like them that much, but these were all gifts to me. But with that said, this is the original, just the regular Leatherface with the killing mask. There's also a Leatherface with the Pretty Woman mask with the makeup and the lipstick, and that thing's going for like 60 bucks right now. I would like to get my hands on that at some point, but there's no way in HE double hockey sticks I'm paying 60 bucks for one of these stupid ass toys. So if I can find it really cheap, which I doubt it, if it's 60 bucks now, it's probably not going to become cheap anytime soon. But if I do find it cheap, I'll grab it. But just wanted to add this into the video. This is the Leatherface killing mask figure. There's also a Pretty Woman mask. All right, we're getting to the nitty-gritty here now. We're getting down to just a couple more segments. We got the box set segment, we have the horror figures segment, and then we have some magazines and a couple posters that I'm going to show you guys, and then we'll wrap this up. Do make sure you comment below and let me know what your favorite item in this video is. Also, let me know what I'm missing, what I should definitely have in my collection. Here is a two-figure set of the Hitchhiker and Nubbins collector set. This thing has really jumped price. I mean, it's astronomical now. It's like a couple $100 for this now. I bought this at Toys R Us years ago. I think it was like $30 or $40, and now it's like 200 something. But this is a really cool set here. So basically what this is, you guys know already, I'm sure. The figure on the left is the Hitchhiker from the original movie. And then this is the Hitchhiker after this is his dead corpse in part 2. When Leatherface is dancing around with him on top of the truck as he's slicing his chainsaw into the car of the two a-holes that were harassing Stretch on the phone. But these are basically, it's the same guy. So this is the Hitchhiker when he was alive in part 1. This is his dead corpse in part 2. Beautiful packaging too. Beautiful packaging. And there you can see what they look like if they're posed. I have a Mego of the Texas Chainsaw. This is the remake. I believe this is the remake, right? With this is the same movie that Jessica Biel was in, 2003, I think. So that's what Leatherface looked like in that movie. Now, if you notice, there's a little bit of trivia here for you guys. Or maybe not trivia, but just a fun fact, we'll put it that way. Or maybe not even that fun, but you see here his chainsaw is yellow. They also had a figure that was rare. It had a red chainsaw instead of yellow. And I know a lot of people were chasing after that one. I never even tried to go after it. This is fine for me right here, this piece. So I'm going to get up and show you guys a couple more figures that I have, just because they're displayed and I don't want to take them off the wall to put them on the bed. Let's see if I can get in here for you guys. So we have Chop Top from part 2. We have Leatherface as the Pretty Woman mask from part 1. I'm trying to get in there without the glare so you guys can get a good viewing of that. There's Leatherface. Hold on, I'm gonna have to move a little bit over this way. That's called the Killing Mask. Now they have 3 different masks in part 1, the original, because they try to show him having different personalities as he wears the masks. So basically when he's wearing that mask, they call that the Killing Mask. That's when he's at his most psycho, like shit's going down. He's gonna destroy. When he does this one, they're trying to show that he's showing a little bit of a softer side, I guess. Here's from part 3, which is a good movie. I enjoy it. And then, hold on, let me see if I can, it's like a museum in my room here. I got these little Savage World. I kind of regret buying these actually, but they're meant to look like the Masters of the Universe toys from the 80s. And there was a whole line of them. You had Jason, Freddy, Leatherface there. And you also had Pinhead and Mike Myers. And while I'm up here, I might as well show you the masks that I have. Let me get my chair here so I can get a good angle. So this is the Pretty Woman mask. Let me see here, hold on a second. Yeah, these were all officially licensed. Yeah, these are, oops, sorry about that. These are Trick or Treat Studios masks. They really do a great job. These are now out of print. And some of these are going for really ridiculous money right now. There's a couple I missed. I wanted to get the 2 different grandpa ones, the one from part 1 and the one from part 2. So that's the pretty lady one. If you look in her hair, you can see that they even put some kind of graying hair in with the dark hair. They really did a great job with these, I think. And I kind of made these little mask stands. Here's the one that they call this one Grandma, and she has a head wound. I tried to kind of fix the hair that the way they had in the movie, but it just keeps falling down. So I'm just glad to have it. And then here's Chop Top Sawyer from part 2, Bill Moseley's character. Here's Leatherface from part 3. You can see he has they tried to make it look like there's different tones of skin color that he kind of patched together. He's got a little rose tattoo and some blood on his face. And here's Leatherface from part 2. This is one of my favorite masks. I think that's great. You can see around his throat that he's got noses and ears kind of sewed in. He's got a little bit of half of a goatee, half of a mustache. And here's the Kemper mask from the 2003 remake. So yeah, those are the masks, and just wanted to get those in the video too. I also have a killing mask. I forgot about that. How could I forget about that? That's the most expensive mask I have in my collection. I ordered this from an artist in France. That's the killing mask, and that thing is in really great detail, and that cost me about $400 just for that mask. So that's one of my favorites too. The other ones that you saw over here, these are all Trick or Treat Studios, and these were all like 30 or 40 bucks a pop when they first came out. Now they're going for, I think, a couple hundred. This one here was a couple hundred. This is a mask I bought from Etsy. That's the Kemper mask. I think that was like 230 bucks or something like that with shipping. Okay, so let's try to wrap this up here. This video has gone on for too long, I think, actually. I'm kind of getting a little fidgety here. These are the box sets. So I'll kind of go quick, but not too quick where you don't get the full effect of this. But this is a German 4-disc edition. It's Blu-ray DVD combo, and it's a pretty nice box set. And it's a digipack style packaging, so you get the really thick book here. I think it's like 60 pages or so. You get part of the script, you get photos, and you get write-ups, but unfortunately it's all German. Unfortunately for me, I should say, because I don't read German, but this is a beautiful high quality set. I feel like learning German just so I can keep buying their releases. I mean, I'm not going to stop buying their stuff, but there's the 4 discs. And then when you flip it over like that, you get kind of a panoramic viewing of the hitchhiker chasing Sally, slashing her as he's running. Another fun fact about this movie is Sally hurt herself several times in the filming of this movie. Not only did she cut herself, and a lot of this is her own blood, but she had a pretty severe ankle sprain from jumping out of that window at the farmhouse when she tried to escape Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface. She was limping, and that was really her real limp, and she was trying to get away as quick as she could. And Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen in interviews said that she was running so slow, and he was purposely trying to slow down so he wouldn't catch her, that he was doing kind of weird things in between, like he would kind of stop and grunt, or he would stop and kind of spin his chainsaw in the air, and then he'd keep running. He was trying to buy her a little bit of time because he knew that she was hurt, and obviously if he caught her, it wouldn't have been good for the movie, so he was trying to do what he could to delay catching up to her. I thought that was a pretty cool story to hear about the movie, so we'll put that away in a minute. I also have the Black Maria box set. I believe this is also Dark Sky Films. I never opened it. It's a 4-disc DVD Blu-ray combo. You get over 4 hours of commentaries, bloopers, exclusive poster. There's an apron in there. There's a bonus disc with the Cine Family Presents Friedkin Hooper, a conversation about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre between Friedkin and Hooper. I'm sure you can go anywhere on YouTube here. There's probably hundreds of unboxings of this. I noticed that this has gone down in price quite a bit over the last few years. It used to be pretty pricey. Now it's very affordable. If you're interested in getting one for yourself, I'd recommend going checking it out now. But what you can do, obviously this is still sealed, but you can actually pull the back of the truck off, and that's the lid, and then there's movies inside, and you can pull the back of the truck out to make it look like it's a full-length semi. So this comes out to make it look like it's a tractor trailer that the semi is pulling, and it looks pretty cool. You can put that on a shelf and display it. The next one here is a box set from France, and this is a really nice thick, it almost feels like it's plastic, this outer shell. It's really, really nice, and it's made to look like it had been, you know, cut up by a chainsaw. It's really beautiful. I think it looks amazing. And this one was limited, let me see, limited to 3,000 pieces. I got number 2280 on the inside of this one. So you get an apron, a bloody apron, which I'm not going to open because it'll be impossible to put back in. You get a pack of art cards, which is beautiful. Nice glossy thick, and that black and white looks beautiful. And then you get a digipack style packaging, and you get a couple of, well, you get a book and a poster. We'll go through this really quick. So here's the book, and again, it's a really, probably 50 to 60 pages, I would say. This set came out in 2009, if I remember, and the photos and the pages are really glossy and high quality. That looks really nice. And there's a little poster. It's that white poster, that white image that I showed earlier. I call this the white poster because all the other posters are like darker colors. This one kind of pops to me. It looks really good in white like that. I love that. And then for the digipack, very similar to the German release. It has the 4 discs. So you get Blu-rays and DVDs and bonus materials, and then you kind of get a panoramic viewing of the different scenes from the movie. And I'm gonna pause it and put this away. All right, this next box set is beautiful. It's really big. This is put out by Turbine, again from Germany. And it's a huge box. I took the cover off just to save myself a little bit of embarrassment trying to take that off one-handed. But in this set, you get some pretty cool stuff. Here is the, looks like it was limited to 1,100. You get a Blu-ray Mediabook. You get a NECA figure, and you get a t-shirt and some postcards and stuff. Let's take a look here. Here is the t-shirt, and it has the different faces of Leatherface, and they're all the same, but you have his sad look, which is that. You have his proud look, which is the same look. So basically you get the gist of that. They're all the same look, and it just has different emotions. You get, I have this digibook already. I showed it earlier, but I have 2. This one is number 1089 out of 5,000. This one's still sealed. You get the Leatherface figure, which is Pretty Woman, which I showed already also. I do have that one already. You get a couple of Texas license plate bumper sticker type deal. 1973. It looks like there's a third one even. You get 3 license plates from Texas. Nice touch. Go through some of these postcards. There's a couple of them in here. What a lovely couple, Grandma and Grandpa. And there's that iconic image. And then there's a couple of posters in here. I don't really want to pull them out, but yeah, let's do it. I mean, we're making the video. This will probably be the last of the collector's videos, so let's do it right. This is the Italian painted cover. My battery's dying. I might have to go and charge it really quick before I finish up. I'm going to pause it here really quick and I'll be back. And here is the second poster stretched out on the bed. This is a beautiful poster. I really like it. I may get these framed, or at least this one for sure, but I'm kind of running out of room. But I definitely need to get a frame for that. So that is a beautiful box set by Turbine. And let's get into the Italian box set. Alright, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. This is the last box set. And this is an Italian box set put out by a company called Midnight Classics. And it's a really sturdy outer shell. And you get part 1 and part 2 of TCM, and these are individual boxed media books, and these are really, really nice. So it's a shell within a shell. So this is the outer box, and on the inside it has these two editions, TCM from 1974 and TCM 2 from I think 1986. And then on the inside of each of these individual boxes you get the Mediabook, which is really nice. And this is a 4K of the movie. And then you have some write-ups that are in Italian. You get some really high quality, high glossy, thick pages. And you get 2 more discs. You get a Blu-ray, that's 2 Blu-rays in the back and a 4K in the front. There's the family photo. I really like that. I should get a poster of that at some point too and get that framed and put it up somewhere. There's that ghoulish image from the beginning. You know, there are some guys who have done some excellent filming location videos. And Adam the Woo, I'm sure you guys are very familiar with his channel. He did one. I think he did a couple of them actually. If I remember, I will share a link to his filming location videos for the original TCM from 1974. I think he had a couple of them. I'll see if I can find those and link those down below, and you guys should definitely go check those out if you like that kind of stuff. I definitely recommend it. And then here's part 2. So it's more of the same. You got the outer shell here. Really nice high quality. And inside you have the 4K. And you have, let's see, is that 2 Blu-rays in the back? And again, you get the thick, high quality pages. And you get some stills from the movie. Really, really nice edition. I know that this was a limited edition. I think it may have been 2000. That seems to ring a bell, that this was limited to 2000. It may have been less. I don't recall exactly. So that is part 2. This was part 1. And I have an extra of part 1. So I'm going to pause it here just for a moment to put this stuff away, and then we're going to get into some magazines. I'll show you a signed screenplay, a couple of comic books, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so the last part of the video. Here we have a little stack of magazines. We have a signed script, which is a photocopy that is definitely not the real signatures, but that would be awesome. But it's a photocopy of that, and we'll get into that in a minute. And then I have a couple of posters here. I might as well show these now, get that over with. These are original movie posters that were hanging in the theaters. This was from part 2, 1986, 27 by 41 inches. And this is from part 3 from 1990. If you see if I can get that glare off of there, the most controversial horror film ever is finally here. The Saw's family. You can see that the blade there on the chainsaw is much longer now. So yeah, those are, I'm very proud of those. I really love those. And then this is a I think it's 24 by 36 inch poster. I really love that image. I wanted to get it in a bigger size, but that's the biggest I can find. I just love that silhouette there, and it just looks maniacal. It almost, I mean, the simplicity of the face mask that he uses in part 1, it almost looks like a documentary. It says, "Who will survive and what will be left of them?" I absolutely love that poster. So let's, I'm just going to show the covers of these magazines because I do plan on recording a separate video for these to do a flip through at some point. But from January of 2013, this is Horror Hound, number 39, and it features the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the book. And other things too, but that's a beautiful cover. Had to grab that. And then Rue Morgue from November of 2004. This is celebrating 30 years of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing a flip through, I know some of you guys kind of like that chill type video where we just flip through magazines. Let me know and I can save these for a separate video, and we'll just kind of flip through and check out some stuff in there. I have Full Moon's Delirium, number 3 from July. I don't remember the year in this one though. This is celebrating 40 years of terror, so it must have been 2014. And that's a really good cover too. Really good condition, those magazines. And then I have another Horror Hound from March of 2010. This is Horror Hound number 22. And it has the Video Invasion Remembering the VHS Boom, and it has front and center Leatherface. And of course you have some other icons in the back, Michael Myers and some of the other famous baddies of the VHS days. You have the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, the Prowler. So yeah, we can do a flip through if you guys are interested. Just comment down below and let me know about that. And I have a couple of comic books. I want to send these off to get graded at some point. These are leather books, they're called. They're comic books with a leather, kind of a faux leather type cover. And these are put up by Avatar Pressing or Printing. I don't remember what they're called exactly, but this is the red cover with Leatherface on the front. These are in very, very high grade. I would expect these to get 9.8s. I think these are perfect, flawless, but you never know because you still have to box them up and ship them, and you don't know what's going to happen during shipping. So, and here's the black cover. I think these are both limited to like 500 or something like that. I don't remember. They're very limited though, and these are very, very high quality. So I'm going to pause it now, and then we'll flip through the, what do you call it? I had it on the script. We'll go through the script. All right, so I bought this from a seller on, I believe it was Etsy, if I remember. And basically what it is, it's a very, very nicely done photocopy of a script that was signed by just about anybody who had anything to do with the production of the 1974 TCM movie. So you got, it says it's Hammer Time, Grandpa. You got Kirk. You have Paul Partain, who played Franklin. You have Jim Sedow, who played Drayton. Alan Danziger, who played Jerry. You got Toby Hooper. You got Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface. Marilyn Burns played Sally Hardesty. There's Pam. Oh no, Saturn is in retrograde. Terry McMinn. You remember? Do you you hearing this stuff? Your old lady's hawking me. Yeah, I might go watch that again tonight. It never gets old. So basically, what you have here is a photocopy of the entire movie. And this is just a fun little piece to have as a collector and a huge fan. This is my favorite horror movie of all time. And I'm not alone in that. I think there's a lot of people who would agree that this is their favorite horror movie as well. And even if you're just a fan of the horror realm or the horror genre, this is a nice little piece to have. How cool would it be to own the original or one of the originals that are signed by all these people? But I'm just as happy to have the copies, because you still get to see what their signatures look like. And this is something that you can flip through. And let's see if we can find the part where she talks about, or when he says, yeah, right here. Oh, see, they changed it in here. Okay, so right here it says, this is the Hawken part. Franklin to Sally, hey, this is Newt. Sally says, Newt. And then Jerry, the driver, says, it's in retrograde when it looks like it's going backward. But it's not really. Yeah, I get it. Franklin says, because I think Jerry and Pam were kind of having a conversation in the background while Franklin and Sally were having a conversation too. And Franklin said, Grandpa's old house isn't far from here. And then Pam, back to Jerry, says, all right, listen. She picks up a book and reads from it. The condition of retrogradation. And then Sally says to Franklin, oh, let's go by and see it. And then Pam, still talking to Jerry, said, it's contrary to inharmonious to the regular direction of actual movement in the zodiac. Kirk says, you guys don't know when to quit. Franklin says back to Sally, yeah, because he wants to go see the farmhouse. And then here's where Pam says, and is in that respect evil. When malefic planets are in retrograde, Saturn is malefic. Their malefic is increased. Jerry said, what's malefic? Pam says, that means they cause bad things to happen. Saturn's a bad influence anytime, but especially now, because it's in retrograde. Sally says, Jerry? Jerry says to Kirk, hey man, you believe all this stuff your old lady's telling me? But I swear, I'm going to have to go back and check it out. Maybe I just misheard him. But I swear in the movie he says, hey man, you believe all this stuff your old lady's hawking me? But I'm thinking maybe I heard it wrong now that I'm thinking about it, because hawking doesn't make sense. But there it is, guys. That was my entire TCM collection. I'm probably missing some things in here. I probably have some stuff laying around that I forgot to show, but for the most part, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought about the items. What were your favorite things? What should I add to my collection? Don't forget, I would love to give this away to a hardcore collector. I want this to go to a good home. So if you want to win this Mediabook, this rare Mediabook, leave a comment in this comment section of this video. tell me the order of the movies, how you like them from best to worst. You get 1 entry that way. If you want to make a video of your own, let me know. I want to see it. And if you do make a video, tag me in it, and I will give you 3 entries to get this. Because I prefer to watch videos myself, because I like to hear people, I like to hear the thought process. I want to hear why you liked the movie or why you didn't like a movie. I just want to hear your thoughts. So I prefer that way. That's why I'm going to give you 3 entries for a video and 1 for a written entry. All right, let me get this uploaded tonight. Hopefully it'll be up before too long. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. Also, let me know if you want me to do a flip through of those magazines at some point. I can do that. Otherwise, my plan will be probably in a couple weeks, I'll do another update video of some things that I've been picking up here and there for the collection. In the meantime, be safe out there. Have a happy Easter. And I'll catch you guys later.